Good day, folks. Welcome to another episode of Andrew's Life. I hope everyone's doing great today. On this video, I'm going to be driving you guys through some of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan just to give you guys a taste of what the Upper Peninsula of Michigan looks like when you're driving on the main roads here, the highway here. And basically, I'm going to be driving about an hour on this video. I'm going to be driving from Margaret to Negaunee, Michigan. Now, the distance between those two cities are longer than an hour. And obviously, there's a lot more to the UP than what you guys are going to see on this video. So just bear that in mind. I just want to give you guys a little taste of what you can expect if you choose to visit or you choose to relocate to this region of Michigan. So with that being said, the proper name for this region of Michigan is Upper Peninsula. Now, other names that are going to be that the locals use is Upper Michigan, or it's also abbreviated as UP, and many of the locals will refer to the people who live in this area as the Ups. Now, and the UP is located north of the Michigan mitten. Now, for those of you that looked at a map, you know that the state of Michigan is shaped like a mitten, and basically the UP connects to the northern Michigan mitten, the northwest Michigan mitten, to the southern Canadian border, to the eastern region of the state of Wisconsin. Now, if you're traveling through the state of Michigan, and you're coming from the south, traveling north, the first city in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan is going to be St. Agnes, which is located in the southeast corner of the Upper Peninsula. And if you go to and St. Agnes is going to be located off of Interstate 75. Now, if you stay on Interstate 75 and you travel north to Sault Ste. Marie is going to be located it's going to be located in the northeast corner of the Michigan UP, right by the Canadian border. And then, of course, if you go to the west, right when you leave the city of Iron Mountain, Michigan, you will enter in the state of Wisconsin. So now, if you choose to come up here to the UP for any reason, and in fact, I would encourage, for those of you that have never been to the Upper Peninsula, I would encourage you to, at some point in your life, include a trip to the UP into your vacation plans. I mean, I can't emphasize enough how beautiful of a place it is up here. And if you're into water activity during the summer, there are plenty of beaches that are located up here. There are even lakes that are located in the inland parts of the Upper Peninsula. Because up here, just like in the state of Florida, you got your coastal line, you got the coastal lines, and then you've got places that are located more inland. And if you're a person that enjoys colder weather and you don't mind the winters, there's a lot of things to do up here during the winter. You got sledding. I believe, yeah, you got sledding. You got what they call that sport. But there's a whole bunch of different winter activities you can do up here if you're into winter sports. Because up here you will get plenty of snow to be able to do those activities, as you guys will find out later in the video when I start to elaborate more on the climate up here. Now, as far as the lakes are concerned up here, to the north of the Upper Peninsula, you'll have Lake Superior. To the south of the UP, and whenever I say UP, I mean Upper Peninsula, but UP, that's the abbreviation. So to the south of the UP, you'll have Lake Huron. And Lake Michigan is going to be towards the west of the UP, going more towards Wisconsin. And there are 1,700 miles of shoreline, 4,300 inland lakes, and 1,200 miles of streams. So if you're into any type of water activity, or if you just want to come up here and take a dip in the water, go swimming, this is a place to come. Unlike Florida, unlike the South, you come up here, you're not going to have to worry about sharks, you're not going to have to worry about gators, you're not going to have to worry about a bunch of poisonous snakes. So one beautiful thing about coming up here during the summer is you can come up here and take a dip in the water and swim your heart out, or whatever it is you like to do in the water. You can do that and not have to worry about getting attacked and ate by some huge animal. And that's one thing that I miss about living up in the Midwest. The UP is 370 miles long. So from the east to the west end of the Upper Peninsula, it's a total of 370 miles, which is a third of the Michigan state landmass. Now, the population up here is 301,400 people, which is only 3% of the total population of the state of Michigan. As of the 2020 census, the Upper Peninsula has lost 3% of its population. And during the 2010 census, it lost 3.2% of its population. So within the last 20 years, this region of Michigan lost over 6% of its population. And again, when I start to discuss the climate, some of you will not be surprised why the population has declined like that. Now the UP consists of 15 counties, with the largest cities being Margaret, which has around 20,000 people, and then following Margaret, you have Sault Ste. Marie, which has a population of around 16,000 people. Then you have Escanaba, which has a population of 13,000 people. Then you have Menominee. I know I butchered the hell out of that, so my apologies. But you got the city of I can't pronounce it, but it's Menominee. The population is 9,000 people. And then one of the smaller cities, which is Iron Mountain, located by Wisconsin, the population is 6,000 people. And as of 2022, the racial demographics are 90.9% white, 1.6% black, 1.4% American Indian, and 1% Asian. Now we're going to talk about the climate. Now, as I've told you on the video, that I forgot what city I did that was located up here in the UP, but I'm going to remind you on this video once again. Now, let me back up a little bit. Now, when it comes to the climate in this region of Michigan, the climate up here is very similar to what you'll get in, let's say, North or South Dakota or Montana or Wyoming. So if you've been to that region of the Midwest, the climate up here is very similar to those states. The only difference is since this region of Michigan or the Midwest has a lot more water, and plus is located a little further east, the humidity up here is not bad, but you will have a little bit more humidity up here compared to some of your other northern states, such as North and South Dakota, Montana, and Wyoming. But other than just a little bit of humidity, just a little bit more humidity compared to those states, as far as it goes for your temperatures, the temperatures are going to be about the same. I mean, basically during this time of the year, during your summer months, the warmest month of the year up here is going to be in July. And the average highs here are going to be 78 degrees. And typically at night during the summer, it will cool down as low as the upper 40s. Now, of course, during the winter months, your low, the month of the year where it's going to be the coldest is going to be in January. And during January, your average low is going to be 7 degrees. However, by the time you add the wind chill coming off the lake, it's going to feel way colder than 7 degrees. Way colder, depending on how hard the wind is blowing. And typically this region of Michigan is going to be a little drier compared to the rest of Michigan when it comes to the rainfall. Typically in this region of Michigan, you can expect 20 to 25 inches of rain per year. That's not bad. However, in this region of Michigan, you will get a crap ton of snow. On average, throughout the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, you will get an average of 200 inches of snow per year. Yes, you heard me right, 200 inches. And I would say, roughly speaking, winter time up here can go from, I'm going to say, end of October to, I would say from the end of October to probably mid-April. The temperatures up here are going to be colder. And like I told, and I'm going to tell you guys the same thing on this video as I've told you on the other video that I made a while back when I did one of the cities up here. If you're looking at moving up here, because maybe you might come up here during this time of the year where the weather is still fairly pleasant, the temperatures are just right during the day, and you're thinking, oh good, I'm going to move up here. That way I don't have to deal with the super hot weather of, let's say, the South. Or you don't want to deal with those triple digit temperatures in Arizona. If you move up here, and I cannot emphasize this enough, do not purchase a home up here until you have lived through at least one winter up here. I would not suggest you come up here and buy a house, because if you move up here during this time of the year and you buy a house, and then come winter time, which winter time up here is going to be about 8 months long, give or take. I would hate for you to buy a house up here and then discover that you can't stand the winter. You can't bear the freezing temperatures with the sub-zero wind chills, with that nice cold breeze coming off the lake, with that lake effect snow that I just told you about a second ago. So come up here, rent you an apartment, and after you have dealt with at least one winter up here, if you feel you can deal with that every year, then buy yourself a house. But until then, I would suggest you rent. Now, if you're coming up here for one more thing. And as far as the days of sunlight up here, I try to look up how many days of sun they get up here, and I couldn't look it up, but I will tell you this. Now, typically up here, they do have quite a few overcast days. So if you're the kind of person that always needs to see the sun, you may not want to move up here. But again, this is a wonderful place to come and take a vacation in during the summer. And like I said earlier, if you don't mind colder weather, if you don't mind the snow, there's plenty of winter activities to do up here. Now, I mean, kind of like what I've mentioned on videos that I made in North and South Dakota. When it comes to the daylight hours during the summer, if you go towards the western part of Upper Peninsula, going towards the state of Wisconsin, the daylight hours that way are going to be a little longer than the eastern part of Upper Peninsula. And I did a short. I don't know. I mean, I think I gave you all a short. You know what? I didn't even do a short. Now, for those of you guys that have been watching me, if you go back on my channel and you look back about a month or so ago, I posted I made a post showing you guys the daylight. I mean, showing you guys what it looked like at 10 o'clock at night. So during the summertime up here, You know, if you go a little farther, if you go further west up here in Upper Peninsula, going towards Wisconsin, even at 10 o'clock at night, it's not going to be completely dark. It's not going to be completely dark up here until, I would say, maybe 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And typically, daylight typically up here is going to break around 5 o'clock in the morning. So during the summertime, from around 5 o'clock in the morning to 10:30-ish at night, you're going to have daylight. Now, granted, at 10 o'clock at night, it's not going to be super bright like what you guys see on this video. I mean, it's going to be a lot darker than this, but it's not going to be completely dark, if I'm making any sense. So your hours of daylight towards the western part of the Upper Peninsula will be a little longer than the rest of Michigan. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. And for those of you that take my advice and you decide to come up here for a vacation during the summer months or even during the winter time, if you desire, the good news about coming up here on a vacation is the Upper Peninsula is nomad/van life friendly. So if you're like me and you travel around in a minivan with a pet because it's too damn cheap to pay for a hotel, and quite frankly you find it enjoyable to sleep in your vehicle, and your vehicle is going to most likely be cleaner than half the hotels out here anyway. So if you're traveling around in a van, or if you're traveling around in an RV, the Upper Peninsula is very nomad friendly. The Walmarts up here will allow you to sleep overnight. And from what I was able to see, many of your restaurants will also allow you to park your vehicle and sleep overnight. There was a night that I came up here. I forgot what city I was in. And there, and I couldn't find no gym. I couldn't find no Walmart in that city. And there was no truck stop. So I just slept in the parking lot of the gym. And I had no problems whatsoever. And that's another thing about the Upper Peninsula. For those of you guys that are used to traveling around, you're used to having truck stops available to you, like a Flying J or Love's or some other type of traveling center, to where you can go in and take a shower and all that type of good stuff. The Upper Peninsula does not have any truck stops. And the places that are up here that are gas stations, they do not have any showers in them. In fact, there's not even a whole lot of 18-wheelers that drive around up here. There's a few, but not too many. So FYI, if you choose to come up here, you will not find no truck stops. So if you choose to come up here and you're going to be boondocking out of your van or out of your RV, just be prepared to pay a little bit of money for a gym membership so you can go and take a shower and clean your teeth and stuff like that. Or if you're going to be boondocking in your RV, make sure you got some water in your tanks to where you can at least take care of your business and take care of some basic hygiene. So just bear that in mind if you're going to come up here for a vacation. But other than that, like I said, this The UP is very nomad friendly. So, for the most part, you will not have to worry about that knock on the door. It's not going to be like Florida, where every other business you go to, they got big signs posted, no parking. Up here, you don't got to worry about all that. Now, as a reminder, for some of you that think it's Wild Wild West out here, and you're going to just park wherever you want and do whatever you want, as a reminder, just for the rest of us who want to continue to enjoy traveling the country and boondocking, don't ruin it for us. Wherever you choose to park, if you make a mess, clean it up. And don't empty out your gray or black tanks on the ground. That's nasty. That's trifling. If you got the money to travel around the country in an RV, which is a gas guzzling vehicle, then you got the money to go somewhere and properly empty out your gray and black tanks. So just a reminder, because I would hate for the Upper Peninsula of Michigan to turn into another Florida, where every other place you go, they have big signs, no parking. And then if you get caught parking somewhere with the new law that's been passed and concerns to homelessness, you could potentially get arrested and placed in jail. So, FYI, be courteous to everybody here. So now that I got that covered, now if you come up here, now they do have some delicacies, but the one that I'm going to talk about is going to be called a pasty. That is spelled P-A-S-S-T-E-E. A pasty, which later on I will put up a post on my channel here of what a pasty looks like. So for those of you that care to see what a pasty look like, I will put up a post later if I can find a picture of it, because I did take a picture of one because I ate one. But basically a pasty is a pastry filled with, you can order a pastry filled with either chicken, pork, hamburger meat, or you can get one that's basically made like a pizza, or you can get one filled with potatoes. Now the pastry is it's big up here in the UP. It's a delicacy up here in the UP, the pastry, which in layman's terms is a lot like a turnover, which again I will make a post and put it up on my channel here. That way y'all know what it looks like for those of you that want to see. I meant to put it on this video, but I couldn't find the picture, so I'll try to find it later. So if you come up here, don't forget to buy a pasty. I mean, they're good. I don't think you will be disappointed. And again, while you're up here, if you come up here, check out some of the other delicacies. They're good too. And that's another difference between the UP and, let's say, North and South Dakota. I'm not being disrespectful to the Dakotas, but in my opinion, I think the people of North and South Dakota might want to work on their cooking skills a little bit. I'm just saying. So when it comes to the food up here in the food here in the UP is better than the food in North and South Dakota. That's my opinion. But you come up here, just like I said, don't forget to try their pasty and some of the other delicacies up here. For those of you that are parents and you got college age students, There are a few universities up here that your child could attend. You have Lake Superior State, which is located in it's located in Sault Ste. Marie. You also have Michigan Tech, which is located in Houghton, and you got Northern Michigan University, which is located in Marquette. Now, for those of you that are considering moving up here, rather it might be full time or rather it might be only for the season, like during the summer, because it gets awfully cold and snowy during the winter. The economy up here is primarily going to be tourism. So many of your jobs up here are going to be in hospitality or in some sort of customer service. The pay up here, and given the type of work that's going to be up here, the pay up here is not going to be the best. So if you choose to move up here, you might want to come up here and bring your job up here with you. And in my opinion, I would say if you're going to live up here, this might be a decent place to reside if you work a remote job, or if you have connections up here to where you can get a job that pays a decent wage. That would also be good for you too. Now, as far as it goes for the history up here in concerns to the local economy, during the 19th century, the economy up here used to be mining. Mining used to be the main economy up here due to the rich minerals that are up here, such as iron, copper, nickel, silver, and at some point there were even small amounts of gold that was discovered up here as well. But obviously the economy is no longer mining. The economy is primarily tourism these days. Back in 1913, I believe, was about the last year that mining was even a thing up here. After 1913, the whole mining industry died out. So that's going to be my video. That's going to be my commentary on the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Now I'm going to give you guys my 2 cents. Like I told you before, I had a lot of fun up here. And I found the weather during the summer to be very refreshing. Now, for those of you that are coming up here and you're living out and you're sleeping out of your van, just bear in mind, when you come up here, make sure you bring some long sleeve clothes, because when it gets dark, it's going to get a little chilly. Like I told you earlier in the video, overnight during the summer, the temperatures are going to drop into the 40s and 50s. So if you're sleeping in your van, make sure you bring some long sleeve clothes, and make sure you also bring a heavier blanket on your bed. Alright folks, that's going to be the commentary aspect of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Hopefully you guys got something out of it, and I would love for you guys to stick around and watch the remaining 20 minutes or so of the video. That way you see more footage of the Upper Peninsula. And on that note, if you like what I do, give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel. If you're already subscribed to the channel, make sure you're still subscribed, because for whatever reason, YouTube likes to unsubscribe people. So if you're subscribed to the channel and you look up and you're unsubscribed, I didn't do it, YouTube did it. If you put a comment in the comment section and then you look up and that comment is no longer there, again, I do not delete comments. So if your comment has been deleted, YouTube did it. Just so you guys know how YouTube works. So hopefully you guys have a blessed weekend, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.